I do. I know. Please go ahead and start the recording. Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, dear leaders, brand ambassadors, affiliates, and partners. Welcome to today's ONPASSIVE Digest. We are at a critical moment, momentous moment in the life of our business. It's getting more interesting. And Papa Africa, who has chosen to be on this journey for quite a couple of years and is still on it for us, is going to explain to us what has happened in the recent past, where we are, what we need to do, and what is coming in the next couple of days. And I want to tell you that you're going to have a fantastic time with him. It's going to be about 3-part webinar. The first one is, after that, we go into off record, and then we go to our Q&A time. Please, if you are not properly dressed, please you may shut down your video. However, if you are okay, we prefer your video should be on. On that note, I would like to call him in. He doesn't need any other introduction. Papa Africa, Chancellor Song, please take it over, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Larry. Thank you to all the leaders who are here. I know everybody who is here is a leader, believe it or not. Today is Sunday, September 29th, 2024. And it is another beautiful day that the Lord has made. As usual, let us rejoice and be glad in it. Especially if you are a founder in ONPASSIVE. Why do I say that? So many good things are happening. So we have a lot of reasons to be glad. And I want to remind you, we had a webinar with our CEO last Wednesday. I hope that you were there live, but if you weren't there live, hopefully you have listened to the recording. There's a recording going around, the part that he just the part that he came on. Please, if you haven't already done so, listen to it. Get these updates from the horse's mouth. The reason for our digest we have pretty much every Sunday is to break it down, to make it easy for everyone to understand, to make sense out of what he says, to piece the puzzle together. So we don't come here and give the updates word for word or how exactly everything that he said. We take out the most important parts, we'll look at the previous updates, and we'll piece the puzzle together. Because, like Larry said, I have been on this journey for a couple of years. No, I've been on this journey for almost 6 years. Okay? It's been a while. And from that day up to date, so many things have happened. So many different things. So let's go back to what our CEO said about 10 days ago. So more specifically, it was September 18th, I believe, Wednesday, September 18th on OP360. And he came out and he said that the following Sunday, so in other words, 4 days later, they were going to give him a link, right? So he was going to get an administrative link to our OES. As you all know, the OES has been down, right? They have been migrating data. They have been working on it. They have recovered everything, 100% of everything that we had, the database, okay? Everything was recovered. So they were going to give him a link, and they did just that. Now, notice, before I go there, just about 10 weeks ago, he said he was taking matters into his own hands, meaning that he's on top of things, he's looking at things, and ever since then, everything that he had promised has been delivered. Why? Because he is doing there's a big thing, a big difference between all these past years and 10 weeks ago up till now. The big difference is that he had been telling us what they were telling him, what he heard. Now he's telling us what he sees, right? So he's more confident. And things have been happening as promised ever since then. So when he told us 10 days ago that they were going to give him a link on the following Sunday, they did. They did give him that link on that day. And so he had been playing with the back office, the OES. He's been logging into it. He's been working on it, working with the engineers, working behind the scenes up until last Wednesday, which was September 25th. And then he came up and he said, wait, guys, this looks great. We are in a position better than what we've ever been in the last 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 months. And he meant it, right? So when Ash says something looks great, we're in a great shape, you better believe it. They talked about employees. Now, he says we have qualified employees now, very qualified. But I believe the most important thing is that these employees that he's talking about, these qualified employees, not only are they ready and qualified, they're qualified and ready to do the job, but also, and more importantly, they are aligned with his vision, aligned with the vision of the company, right? Because when employees are not aligned, which was the case before, he's thinking something really, really big, and they are thinking small, and they are giving him dates, thinking that things are ready when they're not quite ready, when it's not quite where he wants things to be. That is a problem, okay? And that is being fixed. That is being corrected. And now he can sit one-on-one with these guys or have a close-up meeting with these guys, and he has the access to go and check things, even in their absence, because he has that administrative link, and he is happy. He knows things are moving in the right direction. And I believe, listen, guys, not long from now, like I said, our future is bright. And that future is not 5, 4, 3 months away. No, that future is weeks, if not days away, right? So another thing he said this last Wednesday, a few days ago, is that they're gonna sit the next day, meaning Thursday. So by now, he would have known already. The next day, they were supposed to sit with him, and they will figure out if we get our OES on board, how long do we need to move to the next phase of our business? No matter, it's the next phase, right? So they already figured it out. He said he may or may not tell us, right? So the fact of the matter is that he knows right now. Whether or not he's going to tell us, we don't know. We'll wait for the next few days, right? This week, he said first week of October, probably, we're going to have critical news about our business, right? So they know one of two things going to happen. Either they determine it's not going to take too long for us to move to that next phase. If that's the case, we're just going to get back to log into our OES like we knew it before it went off, right? So we can go and check and see, make sure everything is there. If you had the pending withdrawal or whatever, it is there. If you have your affiliates down, your direct affiliates, everything is there intact, right? And we can be able to communicate through the OES again. The bottom line, they want to communicate with us through OES. There are certain things that must be communicated through the OES. So scenario number one, if it's not going to take too long, they'll get us back on the OES, right? And very quickly, right, they'll communicate with us through the OES, and very quickly, they'll let us know how to get to that next phase of our business, right? Now, scenario number two, if they determine it's going to take, say, about a couple months or maybe a bit longer, maybe 2 months, they don't see it doing more than 2 months, but let's just say it takes 2 months for us to get to that next phase. So no problem. So they're going to bring OES once more because we need it, right? The way it was. They're going to communicate with us through the OES. We're going to find ways to wrap up the current phase where we are today in ONPASSIVE and then move to that next phase. Either or, that will be communicated to us one of these days. And that is why he's saying, please stay engaged. You know any founder who is not engaged? There's somebody you know, whether or not you're in the same team, doesn't matter. We're all one big family. Okay? Encourage them to get involved. Yes, they have been discouraged. It's not easy to have staying power. I have staying power. I don't expect everyone to have staying power, right? Because I see things way ahead. I see things in the future, so I can have staying power. If you don't have the ability to do that, it's not easy to have staying power. So encourage them to come back. They don't want to lose out. I met one of the founders yesterday somewhere. I didn't even know her. And she told me, oh, I was discouraged. I've been discouraged with ONPASSIVE. I said, don't be. Get back on board and get engaged because things are about to happen. And like Ash has said time, and he has said it over and over again, this is even better than he thought initially. And now you can imagine what he thought initially. And for him to say it is even bigger and better, I guess you don't want to miss out, do you? Okay? So, folks, we are in a good place. Just stay tuned. Do not miss, like I always say, you snooze, you lose, right? Get the updates as Ash comes. Be sure to listen. After listening, you're going to come to this digest. We're going to make it make sense to you, okay? It will make sense. So I'm going to stop the recording, and I'm going to take some comments, and we're going to take comments and or questions so that we know everybody is on the same page, and we are ready for that next phase of ONPASSIVE. We're going to talk about that next phase. What is it?